Okay, one more. Try and call. I haven't called on you. Go ahead.
Thanks, Karine. On the memo that was sent out to news organizations about covering this impeachment inquiry, can you give us some background into the decision-making of why you thought sending that was necessary?
I'm going to leave that to the White House counsel from my colleague who sent that memo. Just laid out really kind of specifically as to how we see this process has moved forward, how there is no evidence. It's not even coming from us. It's coming from Republicans in Congress. We've been very clear about that. I actually think that memo lays out in pretty good detail of why we felt it was important to put that out. I'm just not going to get beyond what my colleague has shared with all of you. And with that, folks.
Can you explain why the president interacted with so many of his son's foreign business associates? More than half of voters told CNN they believed the president was involved and he lied. You can't have a response to that, Karine?
KJP, the diversity hire, you know who Jessie Kelly is, that's what he called her on Megyn Kelly the other day. I mean, she was not hired clearly for her skill. We see her, remember it wasn't the Nobel Prize, it's the Nobel Prize, and she said it like 27 times. She's basically the worst press secretary we have ever had in the history of this country. She is incapable of answering a question. All she does is deflect. Sometimes she even states different laws and, oh, I can't answer that because of the Hatch Act, when it's not even true. What's happening here is there's no accountability in Washington. We already know that from the three-letter agencies. We already know that Joe Biden took 19 days vacation in August. He doesn't show up. They just prosecute their enemies. And her, she knows she doesn't have to answer because no one's really going to hold her accountable. Yeah, there are a few journalists that actually ask tough questions, but she basically mocks them. Like Peter Doocy. Now, Peter, isn't that silly? She doesn't care because she doesn't have to. And I like to harken back to the days of Kayleigh McEnany, who was so sharp and so bright, came in with her binder every day, faced with a press corps that was holding her feet to the fire. And wait, hold on, by the way, just 1 second. Remember a couple of months ago, there was some strange car accident that KJP got in? And potentially, I don't know, allegedly, there might have been some drinking and driving involved. Where did that go? What happened? Just a question, just some food for thought. More cover-ups in Washington. Less accountability. That's the breaks these days.